when the pandemic came, and I was rehearsing a play about immigration with college with students from colleges, and we have to not finish it, not produce it or perform. And what has been the effect that we have for our theater company and some of the theater companies in LA, especially the Latino theater companies or the African American theater companies or the Asian American theater companies. We are very few theater companies of color in the LA County. Very, very few. I mean, I think it's 3 Asian theater companies, or two, really, two uh, players at work. I think is one of them, and then the East is West as the Asian companies, and then African American companies like 3 or 4. Understanding that most of them, their budgets are super low, very little, small budgets, the ones that these companies have, especially the African American companies. The Latino theater companies, I think we have like 4 in a city that is predominantly Latino, meaning I think we're 51% or 52% of the community. Asians, I think, are 30% in the LA County. And the amount of companies that are not, what they were talking about, capital or being, capitalized by, we don't even think about that, meaning we kind of, companies of color in LA, I think, kind of survive by the work that they do, day by day and month by month. I mean, the Latino theater company, because we've been together for 35 years, we may be one of the most established companies here with a bigger budget, and the effect that had on us, I mean, we had to cancel everything. We are experimenting with digital programming, whatever that means. Uh, Somebody was asking if that makes money. That makes no money. It's worse than live theater. We don't make money even when we're performing in live theater. Forget digital. It's like a sad view of, So, and the reality, what is going to happen, I think, my concern is that many of the small theater companies won't survive this crisis. Yes, because we don't even know when are we going to be able to open. We don't even know when are we going to be able to do work together. And like I say, I mean, doing digital work is great to engage the community, but it really means no money at all. And because our budgets are lower than the regular budgets, when you ask for a grant, they give you the highest maybe that you can get is a group, but our budget is low. So if you get $20,000, meaning, which is what I get, $22,000 is what the county will give me as an organization a year. My light bill is 10,000 at the LATC a month, and forget the security and forget the clean, so it's really difficult, and we don't know. I mean, we hope, we think we'll survive, but I think about Casa 101 or the other small Latino theaters that are so important to the community because what they do is such an important work. So where do these people see themselves? Where do these people see work that relate to them? Where do these people can come and gather together and talk about who they are as a community? If it's not in our theaters, even if they're small or larger, and this is the only thing that they have. But as you know, meaning the main institutions don't offer anything for our communities at all. So that's not going to be a solution for them. And if we disappear as a cultural hub for the people who live in their communities, and I'm talking about the entire United States. I'm not just talking about this is who This is what the community got to, who identifies with them, who can speak to them, who can talk about their issues, who can talk about their dreams, whatever it is, who give them some sort of cultural relationship to the world. And if we're not here, meaning those communities are going to be more devastated. And we're talking about how politicians don't support the arts at all. And why is that? Because we went through 40 years almost without giving arts education in the schools. So our politicians now, who are 40 years old, they had no relationship to the arts growing up. They have no interest in the arts at all. And because they were never taken to the theater, they never taken to a show, they were never having art classes in the schools. And all of that causes the effect that now they are in some position of power and have no relation to the art. So it's so hard to try to get our political appointees to say, support the arts, support the artists in your community, because they have no relationship to it. And then
Mhm.